Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hearts of Iron 3, their finest hour once again. Because of the amazing reception I got for the Ethiopia series, I decided I'm actually going to play a real game of it. Oh dear, a real game of Hearts of Iron. As fun as Ethiopia is, it is really more of a blitzkrieg challenge than anything else. It's not really a proper game. Now, you're asking, well, what are you going to play? Are you going to play the lovely United Kingdom, France even, Germany and conquer the world? The Soviets? No. Too easy. They're all superpowers. No fun, no fun. Today I'm going to be taking on Romania. Romania is a little interesting country. It's a moderate power in Europe. It's significantly more powerful and better equipped in general than Ethiopia is. I mean, right off the bat, we have 19 available IC, which is higher than I could ever get as Ethiopia, which was like 7, so we're already, and that's when we're at full civilian economy. Now, let's see. Let's have a quick look at ourselves here. Our neutrality, 75%, alright. I'm actually going to be doing what's known as a no neutrality game. No neutrality. This is strangely enough one of the console commands that nobody cares that you use. Like, really. Neutrality is a very strange mechanic in Hearts of Iron, where basically it prevents minors from going to war ever. The system was to make it so that way, it would be trickier for larger powers to declare war, and they'd have to wait for a series of events that would shift the people's opinions towards being able to go to war. Because, let's face it, World War I was fresh in their minds, and it wasn't great. Unfortunately, since everyone has a fairly high neutrality, 90%, sure. Anyone who is a minor power, you basically had to join a faction and had to allow other people to declare war for you. You couldn't, even if you have territorial claims, I found it rather quite amusing that Italy and Yugoslavia can't necessarily go to war with each other very easily. Like, Italy's neutrality starts at 60 and it can get down to 40, and 20 is how much is needed to declare war if they have cores. Whereas 0 is required to declare war on anyone you don't have cores on, with the thing about threat. This is going to be much more of a tutorial-oriented series, and I'm going to explain a lot of concepts about the game and what I'm doing. A lot better than I was with Ethiopia, because with Ethiopia I was just doing a blind, crazy tap dance, trying to make sure I didn't screw up and die horribly, and I almost did. So, as I did, I'll just do that to get it off the thing. It's something they added in their finest hour to make it a little more bearable, but it's not great. Alright, so we're gonna immediately throw up some counter-espionage. We're gonna need it. We have a fractured government, unfortunately, but we'll handle it. So let's see, where do we start with things? Okay, we start with cavalry there. Alright. I might be able to go for mechanized. Mechanized infantry are incredibly powerful. They have a special thing where you'll notice somewhere down here at the bottom, mech, MEC, soft attack, plus 1.2. That's the effect that the small arms gives. Whereas, interestingly enough, light tank, stuff, mech. Mechanized infantry are incredibly powerful in that they benefit both from light tank research and from infantry research. They only start becoming available in 41, and they cost a boatload of supplies and fuel to use, but god damn, they're good. They're awesome. They're some of the strongest units in the game, and if you can get them, it can be generally highly advised that you do. Now, immediately... Okay, yeah, we're going to go for mechanized. So we have to start with cavalry. We need to get cavalry level 3 stuff. Because we need to be able to research motorized. Motorized infantry are basically just infantry that move faster. You'll notice that they all have bonuses from that. However, also I believe, is it engine? Yeah, engine just gives them increased max speed, but they don't get anything else. No, they do get some softness reduction there. Get a little bit from armor, but it's just softness reduction. Doesn't give them any improved toughness or defensiveness or anything. So it's not the greatest. In addition to this, our industry production is piss poor, so we need to get right onto that, which is going to require 6, that's fine. The remaining amount I'm actually going to toss into espionage for the moment. Actually, we're 90... Yeah, we're going to start with espionage. We'll start with espionage. Now, strange enough, I'm actually not going to build anything to start things off. Prioritize reinforcement. Right now, a lot of our stuff isn't even upgraded to where it needs to be, and on top of that, we actually don't have any manpower. This doesn't really show how much manpower we accurately have because we are currently not mobilized. This number is a lot lower than it actually is. And the rest of the strike leaders. Because when we mobilize, pretty much all of our army multiplies by 4 in size. Now we have 36 land units. Let's just cut out the HQs here because they're fully reinforced. And don't count. Okay. Christ, lots of HQs. I'll have to reorganize. We have 26 land units. Now, each one of these requires 7,500 or 7.5 manpower to reinforce once we mobilize. So, doing a bit of math here, we're looking at a hell of a lot. Around 215 manpower, roughly, give or take. Hard to say. Yeah, everyone will want to buy crude oil off of me. It's insanely profitable to be Romania. But I'm actually not going to. Oh yeah, sure. I have no problem buying from others. Immediately, though, we need to move down to the war economy. Start getting things organized properly. What else can we do? 1-year draft? Alright. And specialist training. Good. Alright. Assassination of a daily descent change is fine. So I don't think we can... Yeah, qualifies for them for 2 positions. I'm pretty doubtful we'll be able to make a non-fractured government. You'll find that it's practically impossible to make non-fractured governments. Ooh. National manpower modifier plus 5% or organization regain rate plus 10%. That's a tough call. That's a tough call. Either way, at least we have the war economy going. And I desperately try and get, you know, yeah, reserves penalty impact minus a certain percentage, depending on what conscription law you have enacted. So at volunteer army, it's minus 75%, which isn't great. It can work, though. No, I don't think I want to. Trains, run on time. So, next thing we're going to do is reorganize the army. I'm just going to destroy all of our HQs. It will leave a few behind. That's okay. Good, so we more or less got rid of them. And this actually is one of the weird things that Romania has, which is it starts with 2 theaters for war. Not particularly a big fan of that, but that's okay. Generally, how I handle this is pretty easy. We're going to take you, and we're going to edit your theater. I'm going to give you control of this. I'm going to specifically leave that out. Do this. Do this. Do Do this. I sort of want to clean out most of the theater that I don't want for the other one. And then we're going to edit it a little more. Let's see. Okay. Alright. So this is Bucharest HQ. Which I'm going to rename to Air for Air / Naval. / Naval HQ. This will effectively just allow me to have a separate way to access what I have for my Navy and my Air Force. Which actually isn't too bad. I have 2 bombers. Ooh, nice. It's nice to start with. Alright. As for everyone else, basically all of our forces, yeah, they're here. And we're going to sort them out into groups proper. We're going to organize. A lot of our reinforcement. Excellent, excellent. Getting it all reinforced up. That's what I like to see. Like, I definitely need specialist training laws if I'm going to produce anything. But I really want to go to war, so I can get the better stuff. Sure, and sure. Acceptable. I'll generally, for most nations in... that's early. Generally for most nations in Hearts of Iron, I will automate trade, but Romania is one of the few that I don't. Because Romania has something that everybody needs. A whack load of oil. I have oil to fuel conversion plus 50% in addition to that. So, when it comes down to it, I can pump out large quantities of oil and fuel. Like, we also have an additional 4.6 here. So we're looking at 47-ish? 46. Yeah. And there is even more oil around here. Like, there is Terrain, which has 3 base, which isn't too bad. And I believe there's one other one somewhere. Yeah, Hungary, here we are. Which is base of 2. Neither of which are great, but, hey, a little more doesn't hurt, right? Never does. So, alright, we almost got everyone organized up in here. I need Greece. Yep, I'm more than willing to pay to try and gather some stuff. Alright, by now intelligence should be fairly, well, not filled up at all, huh? I don't have too many spies. I'm trying to just clean out any spies that may remain. So we're going to do this now. There. We're going to try and start raising our national unity right away. We want to try and get it above 70%. Because I believe that's what we would need for... Yeah. Ruling power is not democracy. Unity is at least 70. Unity is at least 70. Yeah. So you need a unity of 70 to get some of the stuff in, which is fine. We would give them pile supplies. That's acceptable. Decline. I'm not necessarily willing to fund the great powers just yet in their thirst for oil. Lose 1 unity. Damn. We would give them a pile of crude oil. Nope. Give them supplies. That I can do. I don't mind spending a bunch of my IC right now. We're still upgrading a lot of our units. And like I said, we don't actually have anywhere near as much manpower as you might think. Like, I'm actually just going to mobilize now, which is going to change over our needs to reinforcement. There we are. We need 33 IC to reinforce. Again, this is why I wasn't too worried. And Italy has enforced puppet on Ethiopia. Sure, just ask them. Ask them to leave you alone. Alright. So. We're just going to set them out. 3, 4. Not cavalry. 5. So, in order to properly structure an army, you need to divide your guys into groups of 5. And then you do that for a higher command. And this gives you a corps. Corps are the first level of officers. They have direct control over your fighting forces. And they can at most have 5 under them. Did I miss? This is only 4. Apparently I can't count. So, turns out I can't count, but that's irrelevant. So you just want to have 5 divisions, I believe. Yeah, these are divisions, and you want to put them under your corps. So we'll do a similar thing here. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3. Alright. Spread everyone out here. And likewise, we do this. Alright. These guys will also get their own command. And leave them as a corpse. Which is great. So we now have our first set. We have some leftovers here, and that's fine. We can just throw them into their own corpse, and we're more or less organized. Theoretically, you could go with this, and it would work alright. This is totally a valid way to do it. I don't think we're actually going to do that yet, though. Good. Alright. The ratio isn't great on that. I'm going to swap over to officers now. Because I think internal... We only have 9 active domestic spies? God damn it. Give me another spy already. Come on. We don't have any. We're not sending them abroad. So, oh well. Not quite. Oh, there we are. Free spy 1. Good. So that'll go into being a domestic spy, which will help raise our national unity. Which is definitely helpful. So yeah, we're gonna pour that in officers now instead. This is great. Although we aren't actually using cavalry. That's fine. Since we're Romania, we do have, without a shadow of doubt, way more friggin' oil than we'll need, so we can maintain a fully motorized and mechanized army. So, now, in order to further organize our army, oops, no, we don't want to do that. We want to create a new army. This is our first army, and we're actually just going to hook all of our corps into it. Which is fine. Now, I believe you can have 10 corps in an army, and 3 armies in an army group, and an unlimited number of army groups in a theater. I'm pretty certain that's how it works, yeah. So, we're then going to go up again. We're going to create an army group, which apparently will need a leader. Yeah, we don't have any high enough ranking leaders for this. Fortress Buster. Logistics Wizard. Offensive Doctrine, alright. So you can actually promote and demote people here, and only certain ranks are capable of that. There is there are penalties for demotion, though. So you don't want to promote too many people. I believe they lose skill if they are demoted. I don't know why that's a thing, but that's alright. So, now we have a commander for... Apparently we don't. We don't have enough leaders with that decent stats. I don't really want to put an old guard on our theater, but I think instead we're just going to go with someone who doesn't have traits here. And just go with the high skill guy. So now we have the army group, which I'm just simply going to attach to the Cluj HQ. Now, the advantage of this is I can, you know, from this now set my tactics. Or, if I wish to, I could give AI control to my army. And I can do that at lower levels as well. Now, you're asking, well, what's tactics control? This level advises your leader what type of tactics they should be using in battle. The more aggressive, the quicker the battles will go, but they will also be more risky. Basically meaning you're likely to take more losses and do more damage to yourself in battles as well. Yeah, sure. No. I'm not giving anything to Czechoslovakia. They're going to get annexed by Germany. And there you go. We have a assembled army. It's not so hard, is it? Let's get our guys to Cludge here. And in that time, we've actually nearly reinforced. Alright. We're in pretty good shape now. We only need 6.49 more manpower to reinforce. It's not too bad. And we're in pretty good shape right now. And I think we can actually start on production. But I think I'll leave that for next time. So without further ado, thank you everybody for watching. As always, this has been your lovely, lovely host, Galvin, signing off.